Well, here we go. It's wide open. We got 1 day and 35 food plots. It's go time.
No, you go ahead.
I think this is what we're talking about right now is probably the most overlooked thing in hunting is how can I get into and out of my stand without being seen. We all do the scent stuff. We check the wind, blah, blah, blah. That's great. A lot of these places, especially in the South, where you've got closed canopy timber, right? You can look. You get down there in the winter, you can see for a mile. It is hard to get anywhere on your property without being seen. And so that's where the Shield may be my favorite product because it is so useful in everything you do. You can use it to create some of those soft edges. I do it a little differently. Again, we're in the prairie region. I like the native buffers and stuff like that. But Shield's another great way to do it.
I think what we've just talked about in the last 5 minutes, if we shut up right now and didn't say anything else, you'll kill more deer doing what we're talking about.
100%.
And you can take this to the bank. And if we talk about anything today, nothing changes deer behavior more than hunting pressure.
Yeah, sure.
Nothing.
You know, and you say like you could even go as far like so. We always talk about somebody gets I got a small piece of property. I'm trying to do better. I want to do better food plots, whatever. If you had to say, okay, well, you're going to focus on one thing each year. The first thing, if you could focus on just figuring out a way to improve how you get to the stand and out of the stand. Rolling into it's actually Riley Green and then Chris on a plot called Secret Plot. It's another plot. There's always shooter bucks on there. It's a good plot. Never have shot a deer in the plot.
Can't ever get in there.
Can't ever get in there. So it's a dike, rolls in, and it's a duck hole on the right. So it's got a dike that goes around it to access the duck hole, which is your road into the food plot on the dry side. Right. So anyway, it's just, I guess you get the property, and it's like, okay, when you go to Secret Plot, you go down the dike, you drop into the food plot. It's just how you hunt it. I mean, that's how you go to it to feed. That's how you do everything. So, long story short, it's never really played into a factor. It hadn't been a deer just camp out or whatever. Well, so it was, honestly, we've done a bunch of different things. We've planted this, we planted that, and I'll be straight up with you. We said, hey, it's not really a top plot. We're going to go in and we're going to plant Big 3. It's a good food plot blend, and we're going to let it roll.
Whatever happens, happens.
So we went in, we planted Big 3. I don't even think we mixed any small seed or anything, just Big 3. And anyway, this deer starts showing up. He's 100 mid-50s, 10-point, 5-year-old, beautiful deer, and he's regular. And so the week comes up. It's like, all right, we're gonna go in to hunt him. I told Chris, I said, man, we need to hunt that deer. Here's the problem. The problem we're running into, that deer's in there in the mornings.
Only.
And it's in
Mornings
mid-morning,
only.
8:30, 9 o'clock, no afternoon pictures. He's gone. So we got to thinking, we're looking at the map, same Shield concept. I was like, man, hold on now. If we go all the way around the back side of the road, we can come right in the back of the ground blind. If they're 20 yards, you're not going to pull it off.
Make it off.
If he's in the back of the field 100 yards, we're not going to spook. Or if you spook something, they don't really know what they spook from.
Yeah.
So, long story short, Chris does it. First time going in there. Here he comes, broad daylight, by himself, strolls right across the field, cruising 8:30. I mean, just...
Secret plot. Been a lot of stealth camp pigs right here, morning and evening, and all night. 2 or 3 big shooters. We tried to slip in the back door, come all the way around. Big walk. We slipped in here right at daylight, behind the blind. Just one of them deals. We don't know if we made the right move or if we were successful or if we bumped anything, we don't know. We're close to the main road, so what we tried to do is time it where we were getting close to the blind and Cody drove by. Just one of them Hail Marys. If we were successful, I think we'll kill one this morning. I thought I saw a deer, Joey. Maybe it was a crane back on the slope. No, it's a deer. It's a buck. That's a buck, Joey. Is it the 10? I see it's red. He's in there under Larry's lock on. Going right to left. Yes. Hey, that's that wide 10, Joey. That's that big 10. That's a shooter. He might not come in, Joey. He's back there making us great. Meh. 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 We just killed a mega big buck. God dang it, Cody, you was right. God, dog, we snuck in here perfect. That's big wide 10. That joker's stored. So we put the Watusi on him right there. You seen him crash in that water? So he's like riding a knee board. Going across. Oh, he put on a show, didn't he, Joe? Man, he's pretty. That's a big old deer. Plowed, he had trees all in it, rat. He's been in there tearing that tree up. Look at that. Solid mud up there. Man, what a deer. Big old wide, old testing grounds 10. I believe he's actually a 12. Boom, boom.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful deer, Joey. Beautiful deer. Holy moly.
To learn more and see additional content, make sure you follow Backwoods Premium Wildlife Products social media pages. And don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel.
The footage is unbelievable. Like, it's just the light, everything was hitting perfect. And then fast forward, he shoots that deer, and here comes a 140-inch 8-point that's 5 years old. He makes it his new favorite. And so the lesson is, we used to hunt it. It wasn't any good, no way good, and I think we were just boogering it up. So then when we kind of wrote it off, don't hunt it, there's nothing there, all of a sudden, now there's no pressure on the plot. So it starts getting better and better. So then here comes Riley's 8-point that shows up, and Riley, I never will forget, he pulls up to the front of the hill, and I was like, man, I know it's 2:30, but like, this deer's regular, and if you want to go now, let's go. And he's like, man, I came to hunt, let's go, you know?
All right, here we are. pulling into the backwoods testing grounds over here. Running a few minutes late. I think we're going to have to pull in and jump out and throw some camouflage on and get in a stand. But excited to be here. Obviously, Tyler killed a great deer here, and there's been some really good deer killed. And this is a different kind of hunting. This property's swampy and wet, and a lot of big green food plots. So we're going to hurry and get in the stand and see if we can get it done this evening.
So that's him. That was yesterday when he started coming out.
And this is the stand I'm on?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. When I tell you, like, I don't know the last not daylight he's been there.
Really? And that's that same barrel? Hey.
No, it's a different. It's this one. They're similar. He just doesn't wrap around as far.
I got you, yeah.
But, I mean, he's obvious. When
one of them kind of had that G3 that had a little crook in it?
Yep.
Okay.
And like I said, the other ones are on different stands that I sent you when we were texting back and forth. And, like, the wind's just perfect for this one, though.
Yeah, well, I mean, first sit, let's go sit somewhere that ain't going to bust us.
The problem is, first sit, you may have some decisions to make.
I'm coming from Alabama today, so we got in a little bit late. I was kind of trying to get here from our Christmas. And we're lucky we didn't bust any deer coming in, so it's going to be a short sit. But a lot of these bucks are starting to really move around. It's kind of going down here now, and it's cooled off, so maybe we'll get it done pretty early. Tyler and them always give me a hard time about shooting on the first day. And I don't want to disappoint anybody, so we'll see if he shows up. I think we timed it right.
Okay, I'm on the mouse.
Yeah. Gotta step out here now. That doe's still right there in the corner. He's
right with that little one.
yeah. Just ran a little buck off a little bit. He's just not leaving that doe. Here he comes. We'll run those bucks off anyway.
That's what he's doing.
Yep. That doe is still over to his left. All right, here he is coming back. That's him. Yeah, that's fine. You just tell me when it's a good look after you. Okay. You like it when it stops? Well, we didn't disappoint on the first day. First sit, shoot. That buck, one of our target bucks, a big 8-pointer comes out, and there's no question he was a shooter, and it was him as soon as I saw him. And had a doe with him. He kind of was running off all these smaller bucks, kind of keeping her to himself, and he actually, we thought we were about to get a shot, chased her out of the field, but knowing we had plenty of time, he ended up coming back in, and we got a pretty good shot on him. So
basically, he was
you
shot right
angled
here on
in
the
like
edge.
this, yeah.
Gotcha. Yeah.
He was angling in like this.
You don't waste no time, I'll give you that.
No, man, first day shooter. Now we just got to see if he's a first day killer.
thicker at night, don't it?
Yeah, it does. Well, that's the reason I think you went down, because you could hear them running it so good and it stopped, you know.
Well, I think that's that tree in the footage. You can put him right back there.
Dead deer,
You see him?
right here. Oh, yeah.
And he went right, I mean, that's exactly what you heard.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
I mean, that thing.
Yeah.
I mean, hammer time.
Come on now.
Dude,
It was my first day, man. We don't waste any time out here in Mississippi.
I'm gonna tell you, you road trip boys now. Y'all are one day one hit wonder.
Man,
That's a beautiful deer.
we'll have to ride around so I can see some more of the place tomorrow.
Ain't no doubt.
Yeah, we rolled into town on. I told you I was coming in hot.
Ain't no doubt. You said, hey man, let's do like a quick little cruise through the place, look at some stuff, and then let's hunt.
Yeah, we'll look at some more of it tomorrow. Man, it's I've always enjoyed hunting places that look like there's this much water. It just looks like deer, you know. And obviously, y'all got the food for them and the bedding, and they're in here. I mean, to see a deer like this on the first day, I know how hard that is. They don't happen just anywhere.
Man, it's a special place. I guess this is our 3rd year with it, and just to see them each year. And of course, we started out, you do everything different. Seems like the first year we don't do anything now that we used to. You just keep making changes.
Yeah.
But it's been fun, man. And to have a deer, the biggest thing, you know how it is. You grew up in the South, and to have a mature deer walking out in the food plot at 3:45 in the afternoon.
Yeah, especially when you got there at 3:15.
Ain't no doubt.
Nah, man, to have somebody guide like you and say, hey man, this deer might be there today, and checking the cameras and keeping the food plots up and everything, that's what's a big deal, because this is I know how hard this is to do.
That's the real big. I mean, one of the bigger 8s. And then you got the big barrel rack. I told you, I said, you're going to have some choices to make.
There wasn't no choice to make when this one walked out. He made a choice for me.
Pull the trigger, huh?
That's awesome, man. Appreciate you, dude.
Thank you for coming.
Yeah.
That's a blast.
So we go in there, took the same approach. I said, I'm gonna drop you off to probably 500 yards from it. You're gonna walk down, follow the road. You'll see the blind, check the field, ease right in. First afternoon, here he comes. That's the only 2 times we hunted that plot. So it worked. Now, fast forward to now, I had to learn a valuable lesson. Okay, how that worked, so how can I make it better? So this year, guess what? That whole one side is shielded.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So we shielded that whole side of the food plot in a half moon.
Yeah.
And of course, once it gets up tall, we'll go in, pop up the ground blind again, break off some of the shield, put it in there, trim it up the back.
Yeah.
Now it's no problem. You know you can get in. We were pushing it because it was, you might can get in, you might cannot. But now we know we can. So
we army crawl for about 75 yards.
And this is exactly some of that, although that wasn't failure in the past,
right?
But you're continually finding ways to tweak things to make it better so that you have more of an advantage. It's just like an offensive coordinator or a quarterback, you know? I mean, you ran one play earlier, but you try to run it later in the game, you call an audible, and man, you throw a 60-yard touchdown pass, It's the same way. Let the
Brian
deer.
Kelly in Alabama last year.
Oh, exactly like it. Golly, had to go there, didn't we?
But these are things you don't really know those first couple of years.
That's right. No, you don't.
These are things you just learn over
figure out
time.
as you go.
we didn't know we weren't. It was us causing that plot not to be good. We just thought for whatever reason it's not. And so all of a sudden you write it off, and then there's no pressure, and it's like, wow, he's here. So then you write it off again. Well, that was a fluke. This plot's not good.
Then
here's another one coming. And it's like,
And we realized they didn't even bed in that duck hole. The first year we looked like, oh, look how thick this is around that duck. They're gonna be deer bedding it, but they don't even come from there.
Yeah.
So you can walk through there. You don't spook.
It's funny
in it.
how often we do that as hunters. Oh, they gonna bed
Yeah.
right
Yeah.
here,
Yeah.
right
Yeah,
here.
exactly.
And then deer are smart on how the winds and the thermals and that. They gonna do what deer do, and when you think you got them figured out, they gonna do something.
and you watch those cameras, and especially if you're running feeders, you watch those cameras, and you're always like, man, they come in from the left. They come in from the
always
right.
circle the feeder
And
before I
so
do it.
you start letting your mind think that, but then when you sit back 200 yards from there and stand, you're watching, and the deer's coming from complete opposite direction. All they're doing is getting the wind.
Right.
And
That's
so
right.
everybody goes
Yep.
off these trail cam pictures. I like food plot, like you're pictures and you're putting cameras on the edge of the food plots because you're getting them doing natural things. But these feeders, everybody's like, man, they're coming from the left, they're coming from they're not. They're circling downwind.
I think anytime you start to assume how deer are going to move, or you're starting to play that guessing game with them, you've already lost.
Yep.
Oh,
Yeah.
for sure.
Like to me, the best mindset to go in is just, I'm not real sure where he's going to come from, but I know about which wind I can
That's
have.
right.
I know how I can get
Try
in.
your best not to speak.
Everything
That's
else
it.
is like, we're just going to have to figure it out.
That's right.
Once you start trying to be like, yep, he's bedded here, deer, man, them things move all over
Yep.
the place.
Yeah.
I
And
think
one
that's
day
a-
they just
Yeah.
do random things.
They're deer. They just
Yeah.
do deer
I think
things.
that's all.